There are less than 1,000 people in Blooming Grove, Texas, and only one, like Wendy Atkins, in her kitchen, just getting a glass of flavored ice water.
And use my upper arms and my body strength to twist the cap.
Can be a uniquely
And then I'll turn it upside down with my teeth.
difficult chore.
And then I just squirt it in. That's how I make my water.
And this is how she makes a life for herself. After it all
happened in
suddenly changed.
October 2019 when I got sick.
For this mom of high school-aged twins, it was elective nerve decompression surgery to help with migraines.
An incision that started at the base of my neck and it went up the back of my skull.
But 2 weeks later,
One of the sutures tested positive for strep. It entered my bloodstream and went toxic.
13 days in a medically induced coma, 13 days as the blood stopped flowing to her hands and feet.
I woke up and this is what I see. December, we amputated. They did all 4 amputations at once.
But the reason Wendy invited me to her home these 3 years later,
She's my little ray of sunshine.
a home guarded by an emotional support dog named Mazzy,
I went through a really bad depression.
wasn't to blame anyone for those first difficult days.
I wanted to hide. I didn't want the world to see me without hands or without feet.
She says she's let go of that part of her story.
I just kept feeling sorry for myself.
All she wants now is a little help.
How are you so able to talk about this now and be matter of fact about it?
Because it's who I am now. I think after talking about it several times that it gets easier to talk about.
She's talking now about the solutions her health insurance has offered.
And all those clicks means it's on and it's secure.
A prosthetic leg for her left, a boot for her right, and a pair of hands that only do this. But that's the limitation. That's all
That's all it does.
Wendy says her applications for better help, perhaps mechanical hands like these, are always denied.
But you're telling me, no, they're experimental. And sometimes I want to say, well, let's amputate your hands and let's see how experimental your hands are. It's just aggravation.
So she's turned to GoFundMe as a last resort. Each hand could cost as much as $25,000. But what they could give her is priceless and simple.
I just want to feel normal again, you know. I want to. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I mean, it's that simple, wanting to feel normal, right?
You know, I know I'm never going to be normal, but just having the ability to do things that everybody else can do that they don't seem to think about, you know.
For now, Wendy gets by as best she can.
Hey, can I call you back?
Her mobile phone on speaker to stay in touch with the outside world.
Thankfully, it's all touch.
And she
so
has
I
just enough
like I said,
dexterity
it keeps my mind off of things.
to paint to pass the time.
It just gives me like a little break from reality.
Her reality is she can't drive, she can't fend for herself, she can't leave the house on her own. But for a woman who is literally asking for a helping hand, she stays hopeful. That was obvious back in the kitchen, that mug with her name on it.
It has a prosthetic leg and it says, I lost my leg but not my courage, because I don't feel like I have lost my courage.
A near-death infection can't rob her of that. In Blooming Grove, Texas, I'm Kevin Reese.